let's talk about a new IPO that is likely to likely to open very soon. We have Mr. Prabhat Agarwal, who's the promoter and managing director at Entero Healthcare Solutions, joining us on the show. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And firstly, congratulations on the IPO. If you could tell us a bit about the company and actually the business models, who are the clients that you all cater to?
So we are one of the largest healthcare product distributor in this country. We work with 1900 plus companies for which we are distributors in this area. We work with around 81,000 plus pharmacies, 3,500 hospitals that we supply products to on a regular basis. And these customers are spread over 500 districts of India, and we service them through 77 warehouses that we have in the country in 38 cities. So we are one of the largest healthcare product distributor in this country.
Good afternoon, Mr. Agarwal. This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. If you could also tell us, you're looking to raise around 1,600 crores, out of which 1,000 crores is fresh issue and 600 crores is an OFS. What are the key objectives of the IPO and how will you be utilizing these funds?
Yeah, so in the company we are raising 1,000 crores. A large portion of that will be used for driving growth through working capital. So we are focusing on increasing our geographic penetration, customer count, wallet share in the customers, and for that we would be using working capital. We would be requiring working capital. Part of the IPO proceeds will be used to retire debt, around 142 crores, and the rest of it will be used in pursuing inorganic opportunities as well as general corporate purposes.
Right. The DRHP actually mentions using the IPO proceeds for further acquisitions. What is your acquisition strategy right now, and what sort of a strategy are you eyeing for going ahead?
Yeah, so in last 5 years we have acquired 34 distributors, local distributors in different parts of the country. We'll continue to identify such opportunities in those markets which is under-penetrated or where we are not there. We want to expand our network, our presence, customer reach, geographic reach throughout this country. And to fulfill that purpose, we are continuously evaluating multiple opportunities to acquire, small local distributors.
And also in terms of the shareholding pattern, what will that be looking like post the listing?
Yeah, so there are two co-founders of the company, including myself and Prem Sethi, and we have a corporate promoter, OrbiMed, which is which came in very early in the company, and together three of us hold more than 50% shares.
Right. If you look at your losses, it's actually narrowed on a year-on-year basis, but the company is still not clocking a profit when you talk about this really on a yearly basis. How do you actually plan on reversing this particular trend, and what's your path to profitability?
So on an operating profit basis, we had been profitable from year 2 only, right? So last 3 years we had made operating profit, and in this first 6 months of the year we have turned PAT positive also. So even after deducting tax and other interest costs and all that, we generated 11.5 crores of PAT in first 6 months of this year. On EBITDA basis, our growth has been significant. In fact, in first 6 months of the year, we made the same amount of EBITDA that we made in entire year last year. So, both on operating profit has been expanding and margins have been expanding in last couple of years. And even on a profit after tax basis, we have turned profitable in first 6 months of the year.
And overall, when you're looking at the Indian pharma space, that has been heated up with competition, especially from players like MedPlus, Tata 1mg, Apollo Pharmacies, and many more players are there. So what is your growth strategy amid all this competition, and how do you plan on outperforming your peers?
So India, if you look at, at a pharmacy level, is still a very fragmented market. The chains have a very small percentage of the total, business in India, and we supply to all standalone mom and pop pharmacies and hospitals in this country, right? Last 3 years we have grown at a 36% CAGR, which is like more than 3 times of the industry growth rate. And with the new capital coming into the company where, we'll have access to more resources, we would drive this growth even more. We'll be more aggressive in driving growth in future higher than what we had been delivering for last 3 years.
All right, thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for joining us on the show, actually talking about the IPO that is all set to open. All the best for the IPO as well as following the listing on the bourses. So that was the management of Entero Health Solution talking about the company as well as its financials.